Okay, so here we are, guys. We're up to lesson 4 now. The LO that we're going to have today is going to be on the next slide, but just to remind yourselves, we're going to want you to write down your answers. It really helps to see the working out. It's easier for you to spot your mistakes as well if you're not doing it in your head. So here we go. So if you can pause the video now and spend 7 minutes working through our retrieval task. As you can see from the LO, we're going to be looking at perimeters again, algebraic expressions for perimeters, but this time it's going to be regular shapes. So all the side lengths are going to be the same. Okay, so here we are. So if you can go through these, mark them, give yourself a score out of 6. Are you starting to see that you're getting better at certain problems, like say adding the fractions with different denominators, converting fractions to decimals? Okay, so now you've had a look at those, we're going to look at moving on. So first of all, we have to find and simplify an expression for the perimeter of each of these shapes. So remember it's regular, and we can see that it's regular because we've got 7f here, 7f here, and 7f here. So this triangle has all sides the exact same. So we've got 3 lots of 7f. And what we could do first of all, we could say, right, we've got 7y plus 7y plus 7y. So if we add them all up, we get 21y. But what it also could be is we've got 3 lots of 7y. So we do 3 times by the 7, which gives us 21, and then we still have to keep the y. So we get the same answer both times by using either addition or using multiplication. So pause the video now and give yourselves 30 seconds trying to solve the we do. Okay, so again, we've got 3 lots of 3p, or we could just do 3p, add 3p, add 3p, and that's going to give us 9p. So our perimeter as an algebraic expression simplified is 9p. That shows us the perimeter. Give yourselves the mark if you got that right. So now again, we haven't been told explicitly what the other sides are, but these are all regular shapes that we're working with today. So we know that this here is going to be 5xy, this here is going to be 5xy, and this here is going to be 5xy. So we've got 4 lots of 5xy, so we've got 4 times by 5xy. So we multiply the numbers that we've got, so we do 4 times by 5, which gives us 20, and then we've got xy. So if we look to our success criteria, it says count how many sides the shape has. So our square has 4 sides, that's the 4. And then we multiply that amount by the term attached to one side. So now pause the video and give yourselves 30 seconds to try and solve the we do. Okay, so again we've got a 4-sided shape because it's a square. We're multiplying that by the expression for one side because we'd have to travel around 4 sides to get the perimeter. So we do 4 times by the 3, which gives us 12, and then we have the MP because there's no variables or unknowns to times with the 4. Again, give yourselves the mark if you got that right. Well done. Here we go now. So we are going to touch on something that came up in our last lesson on the GCSE style question. So again, we've got a 4-sided shape and we're going to be multiplying it by, now I'm going to do brackets now because we have more than one term. So we have 5x plus y squared. So if you remember last time I said that we have to times the 4 by everything inside. So we have to do the 4 times by the 5x. 4 times 5 gives us 20, and we keep the x. and then the 4 has to also be multiplied by the y squared. So we're just going to get, we've got a positive times by a positive, so our answer is going to be positive. The 4 times by y squared, so we've got 4 lots of y squared. So there is our answer, fully simplified. So make sure you include the brackets when you attempt this we do now, and make sure you times the number of sides by both terms. Give yourselves a minute to try and solve this. Okay, so again we've got a four-sided shape, and it's a regular shape, a square, so we're going to be multiplying by 3m plus p squared. So we're going to have to do the 4 times by the 3m, which is going to give us 12m, and we're going to have to do positive 4 times by positive p squared, so it's going to be plus 4p squared. And there is our answer, fully simplified. Have another one here. So now we have a pentagon, so we have a 5-sided shape. So our perimeter, I'm just going to put P, is going to be equal to 5 times by y squared minus 5x. So now one of our terms is negative. So we're going to have to do 5 times by the y squared. So it's going to give me 5y squared. And then we've got positive 5 times by negative 5x. So positive and a negative are going to give me a negative. 5 times by 5 is going to give me 25. And then I still need to keep the x. So there is our perimeter. So now pause the video and give yourselves a minute trying to work through this fourth we do. We've only got one more slide after this, and then you'll be doing some independent tasks. Okay, so again, 5-sided shape, so we've got P, the perimeter, is equal to 5, because we've got 5 sides, times by P squared minus 3m. So the thing that's changed now is our second term, this 3m, is negative. So we're remembering how we multiply positive and negative terms together. So we have to do, first of all, the 5 times by p squared, both positive, so it'll be 5p squared. Then we have to do 5 times by negative 3m. So a positive 5 and a negative 3 means that we're going to have a negative answer. 5 times 3 gives us 15. And then we need to remember that we're still also multiplying by m. And there you go, there's your answer. Well done if you're getting these right. Give yourselves a mark if you are. And like I say, here's the final one that we're going to be looking at today. So now we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided shape. So we've got ourselves a hexagon. So our perimeter is going to be equal to 6 times by 7y squared minus 5x. So we've got powers, negative terms, we need to be careful. So first of all, we have to do 6 times 7, which is going to give us 42, and we're still timesing by y to the power of 2, or y squared. Then next we need to do the positive 6 times by negative 5x. So positive and negative, going to give me negative. 6 times 5 gives me 30, and I need to remember that we're still timesing by x. So there we go. Pause the video, give yourselves a minute to try and do the next we do. Okay, so again we got a 6-sided shape, so we're going to do, we want 6 lots of this 7p squared minus 3m. So our perimeter is going to have to be, first of all, 6 times by 7p squared. So the 6 times 7 is going to give us 42. And we're still timesing by p squared, we need to remember that. Then next of all, we've got 6, positive 6 times by negative 3. So we're going to get negative 18. And we need to remember that we're still timesing by the m. So there we go. So remember to use the success criteria when we move on to the problems next, guys. So here we go. So you've got 6 problems here. So give yourselves 5 minutes to work through all of these. Remember, for the first 2, you could use addition, but the reason we look at multiplying the terms is because the sides we could have a decagon, we could have a nonagon, we could have some really large number of sides. So it's worth knowing how to multiply our terms. Use your brackets as well when you have more than one term, like here and here onwards. Pause the video and give yourselves 5 minutes on that. Okay, and here are the answers. Give yourselves a mark out of 6. Make sure your answers have been fully simplified. And really well done today, guys. So you may have found today easier than when we did irregular shapes. You may have found this more difficult. How can you challenge yourself to make it so that you understand both of these lessons to their fullest? What did you understand? What did you do well on? Let's reflect on that as well. So make sure you remember to send all your work through to your teachers, and make sure if you're proud of your work that you especially do that. Send it through to your form teachers, anyone who you think would like to see it. So have a great day, guys.